Welcome to Community Conversation. I'm Michael Witch for LMC Media, and with me this morning, delighted to welcome Sarah Bauer, the mayor of the Village of Larchmont. Hi, Sarah, and
Hi.
welcome to LMC Media.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure to be on. I think this is the first time I've done a community conversation, so I'm very excited to participate.
Well, you served as a trustee in the village and
Did.
were elected mayor and took office in December of last year. What's the transition been like?
Actually, you know what? I was extremely lucky because former Mayor Lorraine Walsh was extremely generous with her time, and she really spent a lot of time with me last fall, getting me ready for the transition in the role. So luckily, the transition's been pretty smooth. There haven't been any big surprises, and it's sort of gone as I anticipated. So not too bad there.
And you have a new trustee, I think, right? Charles Manis?
We do. Charles just joined the board in December, and he's off to a fantastic start. He's really working hard to bring back our recreation committee, which sort of fell off over the past couple of years, and he's really, taking on this role and run with it. So we're very, very excited to have him on board.
Let me ask you a question. When people see you in Larchmont, you're a very recognizable person. I should say you also co-own a business in Larchmont.
I do. My sister and I have a store over on Boston Post Road.
It's Atelier Moderne.
Yes, yes.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes. One of my favorite things is shopping for the store with my sister.
And you're also a practicing attorney.
Yes, yes. I have a corporate practice also with my sister. She and I like working together.
Good. So when people encounter you on the street, what's the topic that is most often comes up?
Oh, you know what? A lot of what I hear are the sidewalks and the roads, right? Or the quality and are we working hard to really get them up to snuff? And we are certainly doing that. Last year we paved more than I think 10 block area with the resources that we had. So we're very excited about that. We are continuing on with that program and trying to do as much as we can every year with respect to the roads and with respect to the sidewalks. We actually found this great new method of sort of evening them out when sort of the trees lift up the tiles and it becomes a tripping hazard. So now we can shave that down to a certain extent. So now we can do a lot more than we could when you're replacing the full tile. So that's going very well. And then the other thing that I hear quite a lot from residents is our land use application process. Because it has the potential to be an onerous process. And we've worked very hard over the past couple of months to really streamline that process, make it better for residents, make it more efficient. We passed a law that changed the requirement for what needed to go to the planning board. So when we were looking at applications over, a several month period where 21 applications had gone in the past, only 6 of those would still need to go to the planning board. So it really reduces the burden on the residents in the process. And we're trying to, have the building department really be very clear and kind of create roadmaps for residents. So it's easy for them to navigate the process. So definitely making improvements in that area.
Right. So let's talk about some of the things that residents can look forward to this summer. I know in, just a few days, the sidewalk sales start in Larchmont.
Oh, yes. Very excited about that. Both as a resident, mayor, and as a business owner. Can't wait for that to happen. I always enjoy walking around, and we have such a fantastic, vibrant business district that it's always fun to see, what everybody has out there.
Yeah, and music starts on Saturday, right?
Yes, and we're having the music festival all day. I believe it starts at 11 until about 10 p.m. in Constitution Park. We have quite a few food trucks coming along as well. So it should be a fantastic day.
There are 2 stages in Constitution Park.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to have the main stage by the gazebo, and then in the back, we're going to have an acoustic stage. So plenty of opportunities to listen to some great music during the day.
Different kinds of music.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very exciting.
What's going on in Flint Park this summer?
Oh, Flint Park. We are doing, thanks to the Flint Park Conservancy, they have come up with this incredible master plan. We're in the middle of phase 1 for the park. And from some really incredibly generous donors, we are getting a brand new playground, which is gorgeous and should be fabulous. And that should be installed installed, I think, early fall. We're redoing the basketball court with post-tension concrete, so it will be an even better basketball court with hoops that, have nets, which would be exciting because it's not in great condition right now.
Yeah.
We're also going to be redoing Flint A and B. It will still be a grass field, but it will be laid out, in a little bit better way. We will still retain the two baseball fields as well, but it should be a significant upgrade to what it is now. And then the most amazing part is the tennis house has been completely reimagined, which right now is that small stone building toward the back. And it is going to have a full commercial kitchen. It will be event space that residents can rent out and use. And we'll also have a little cafe so that people can get snacks and treats while they're watching their kids play or the kids after games. So it should really, really enhance the park. We're very excited. And again, the Flint Park Conservancy has done a phenomenal job really pulling all of that together for us.
That's great. What about July 4 celebration planned?
You know what? I think we typically have done the races in the past, but I think this year, because it's kind of at an odd time of the week, I don't think we're going to do the races this year, but hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll come back again, maybe next year.
You're talking about the sprint to Flint?
No, oh no, the sprint to Flint happens in June, and that is absolutely on, and I think we should be getting that sign up soon. That's always one of my favorites.
You're talking about the boat races then?
Oh, it's like the 4th of July. I think we do the races in Flint Park where like the three-legged races and all that sort of fun stuff. We've done that in the past, but I don't think we're doing it this year for the 4th. But then over the summer, we are doing our summer concert series again back in Constitution Park. So every Thursday night through, I think, toward the end of July into the beginning of August, we will be having different concerts, different bands. Sometimes we do 2 different bands in a night. So it's a lot of fun.
I have to compliment you and the village, and I guess staff in the village, for a new website, which I found very informative. There's so much information on there for residents, new and old. But one of the most intriguing elements I saw was, how do people know if they live in the village of Larchmont or the town of Mamaroneck? And it takes you to, it links to many pages of individual addresses and numbers, and are you in the village or are you in the town? So it's great to have.
Oh, it's absolutely great to have. And that's actually a huge question I get all the time when people are asking what's going on. And then it's sort of, do you live in the village? Do you live in the town? Who do you go to ask for certain services? So it's definitely a useful tool.
Yeah. Any news on the movie theater?
No, you know what? We try to keep in touch with the owner. I believe that, he still intends to renovate the building. He was working with his architect. The building department hasn't received plans yet, but fingers crossed, we'll be seeing that develop soon.
Good. I know that among the services that Larchmont Village shares with the town are senior services. You've got the senior center on Boston Post Road.
Yes.
And you've also got At Home on the Sound, which is a great.
They're a phenomenal organization. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. What are the other services that you share with the other communities?
Oh, well, so with the town, we share the library. I'm not sure if many people know, but the Larchmont Library is actually shared with the town of Mamaroneck. They contribute funds to help it keep running, and they have some amazing, fabulous programs. And then also with the town, we share the sanitation service. So that, again, we fund together, and then we, run the routes within the town and then within the village. And then there are certain services that overlap. But yes, so we work very closely with the town of Mamaroneck. I don't know that we have shared services with the village necessarily, the Village of Mamaroneck necessarily. I think they as well share certain services with the town, but we don't share.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're in such a condensed area.
Exactly. But all 3 municipalities do coordinate and work very closely together. And obviously, if anybody needs help, we're always happy to help. I think particularly during Ida, our fire department, our police did whatever they could to assist the other municipalities, particularly the Village of Mamaroneck during that. So, as I said, we're always willing to lend a helping hand if anybody needs some help.
as we wrap up this too short conversation, what's one thing about the village that people need to know, maybe don't know
Oh,
enough about?
gosh, there's it's actually one thing I'm really excited about that we didn't get to talk about was our recreation. I mentioned it briefly that, we do have a lot of recreation opportunities, but we've brought in an outside consultant to look at all of our different facilities and kind of revamp the way that we use them and create a lot more opportunities for our residents. It's something that we really haven't had in recent years. As much as we had before. So we're very excited about really looking at that and kind of revamping the way we do things. And I think along with the new website, it'll be very helpful.
And speaking of that website, it's villageoflarchmont.org.
Yes, correct.
And that's the place to go to find out what's going on in Larchmont, and especially in the Recreation Department, as Mayor Bauer just mentioned. Sarah Bauer, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us on Community Conversation.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It was my pleasure.